That is not correct.
The following is a visual recreation of the exact moment the dopamine hit my brain, and I felt this almost childlike wonder when playing Hypercharged Unboxed. And if you were wondering, yes, I do associate childlike wonder with the Kirby and the Crystal Shards original soundtrack. But maybe that isn't your thing. Let me try to convince you in another way. Now, if you've been keeping tabs on the AAA gaming market, you've probably been let down quite a few times. And even though these developers have a huge workload of staff, no one can really decide on what the product's going to be, and then you just get a collection of dumpster fires that really just soil the experience of video games. That is why Banos here has started to lean toward the indie scene. I have spent the past quarantine climbing the mountain in Celeste, falling over in Fall Guys, screaming Rock and Stone in Deep Rock Galactic, and spending a lot of time in Risk of Rain 2. I then stumbled onto Hypercharge, and the aesthetic, gameplay, and art direction scratched that small soldier itch that I have been needing of a good scratching for the longest time.
There will be no mercy.
I was actually recording footage for another video when I decided that I needed to talk about this game. Now, your friend Banos Balski is not a completionist or a master of video games. I usually play a game for a week and drop it because of my crippling ADHD. But this game, something about this game, always brings me back at least once a week, which is incredibly rare for me. Hypercharged Unboxed was released on Nintendo Switch on January 31st, 2020, and then on Steam, April 27th, 2020. And since we all live in the future and know how the year 2020 went, I won't dock you any points for missing this release. I missed it too. The dev team, Digital Cyber Cherries, is comprised of about 5 people, and these absolute mad lads were able to develop a tight, focused package that is just downright fun. Currently, at the time of recording, the Steam reviews show a very positive review score. And, I mean, okay, with the history of Steam, that can actually mean it's a very good game, or it could just be a bunch of memes. But the game has a demo, which is rare in this day and age, and I suggest you give it a try. When you boot up the game, you are greeted with a collection of options. You can look at all the in-game models, which look great. You can customize your toy soldier with a collection of different customization options. Which, how do you spell customize? 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 The character options include Soldier Man, Dino Man Derek, Crusader Carl, Knockoff Ryu, a Bug, Paid for Punisher, Valkyrie Valerie, and Karen. Joking aside though, the paid for Punisher and Karen come in a DLC pack, but with how much fun I've had with the game, I really want to support them, so I purchased them. But even when you purchase them, you still have to unlock all the additional skins, okay? Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. You are able to play with people on the internet. Play by yourself with bots, play with friends, or actually free roam these giant environments. And now here's a section where I freak out about the environments. I made a point to make an entire section just for this, because these environments are vast. When a round starts, you can see the map is dotted with a bunch of golden coins. These golden coins will lead you to little nooks and crannies all over the environment, which definitely begs you to explore them. These coins are also used to build defenses to protect your hypercores, which is the thing you're defending. When I first started the game, I could not get enough of this, which is why the developers probably put the free roam option into the game so you can just explore without the interruption of enemy toys. There are a variety of levels, including a bathroom, a backyard, a bedroom, an arcade on a hockey table, which is my favorite, a garage, and a few variations of a toy store. Also, it is reported that there are more maps to come, including a playground, which gets my loins feeling a certain way. Each environment feels unique and have a variation of different vantage points and different places to go and crawl into. All this wrapped together makes a very unique experience, an experience that I'm surprised no one else in the industry has tried to replicate. The only two games that come to mind that even attempted this was some downloadable maps for maybe the multiplayer in Fear 2. I don't really care enough to look that one up. Or the Toy Story 2 game on the Dreamcast. Though I might be wrong, but by the way the game feels, I am certain that the developers have played a few rounds of Halo 3 and maybe a few more rounds of Gears of War Horde mode. The way the game feels to play is just great, and it screams these two inspirations, and that is not a bad thing. The game and how it is designed is simple. Digital Cyber Cherries is not trying to reinvent the wheel. They are just taking a few genres that they love, along with an aesthetic that they love, which is the 80s and 90s toys, and mash them together to create a very unique package. I think the devs understood their limits, and I think that is a very strong point for them. This game is a very tight package, as previously mentioned. I don't have many complaints because I can sit here and see that this is what the developers were going for, this is what they wanted. But also, sometimes trolls on the internet will complain, and that is when the developers respond back with some feedback or suggestions or general help, which is unheard of for game developers these days, especially in the realm of the AAA gaming market. There is also no microtransactions in this game. I was genuinely surprised because I realized I had to unlock all these things, which is what I will probably be spending most of my evenings doing to get the best characters. So at this point, you're probably thinking, when is Banos gonna say the title of the video? Well, right here. This is what Hypercharged does right. It is a polished game that has an intense focus. This game isn't going to be for everyone, and the developers didn't make it for everyone. They took the game that they wanted to make, and they went with it. Do you enjoy fighting waves of enemies? Do you enjoy arcadey experiences? Do you enjoy games that allow you to move your character during the menu? And can I get this out and just say that more games need to do this? Do you like when devs have consumer-friendly practices and are in contact with the community? Do you like it when they give you free updates? At this point, just go purchase Hypercharged. whether on the Nintendo Switch or on the PC. And from my experience, they both play great. I have the Switch and the PC version because money, and it's only $20. So like, it isn't a huge investment. I have seen your Taco Bell order. If you can spend $20 on Taco Bell, you can spend $20 on an indie game that deserves your time. If you're hearing this, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate it. Banos Balski is doing his best, and this is his first time around. So just please be gentle with my anus.